Hello again, friends. This is Dan once again, along with Coco the Wonder Dog back there. Today I'd like to talk about a couple that lived during the time of the book of Acts, and that would be none other than Ananias and Sapphira. Um, in the book of Acts, after Pentecost and the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, Christianity just exploded in growth. Miracles had been witnessed by many in Jerusalem. People heard believers speaking in tongues in their own language. Many of the dead had been raised to life and walked the streets. And then again, there was the empty tomb of Jesus. The Jewish and Roman officials gave a fake news cover story that the disciples stole the body. But there's problems with that. Number one, there was a guard and a Roman seal on the rock at the entrance. To fall asleep at the post meant death normally. To break the seal also meant death. To believe that the same scared disciples overpowered these guards, none of which were killed, by the way, and they would have had to be to break through and move the rock and everything. It's just beyond belief. And another reason, the Romans could have squelched the whole thing by just simply producing the body of Jesus, if they could have. And don't you think they tried? They clearly wanted Christianity stopped. And another reason, all the disciples maintained their confession of a risen Christ to their deaths, and all but John died a martyr's death. Now, you may die for something that is a lie if you don't know it's a lie. But if you know it's a lie and you're under the penalty of death, chances are you're not going to die for that. And all of them dying that way, I mean, you can understand if one is kind of crazy and died, but not all of them. Another thing is all the believers in Jerusalem held everything in common, and many brought all they owned and laid it at the apostles' feet. None were required to do so. They did it of their own free will. Now, private ownership is not frowned upon by God. The commandment, thou shalt not steal, presupposes that the person stolen from had ownership of the thing to begin with. Now, here's the problem, though. Ananias and Sapphira conspired to lie to the apostles and ultimately to God. They had sold a property and said they were giving it all to the apostles, but they actually kept part of it back. And they were both in on it. They wanted the praises of the people, thinking, oh, look what they sacrificed, and they'd given everything up. So in doing so, they lied not just to the people, but also to the Holy Spirit, and they were slain by God. God was birthing his church in power and purity, and he demonstrated this by taking the couple's lives. Again, they were slain because of their deceitfulness. They were not required to give all the profits to the apostles. Now, you can read about this on your own in the links below, and may God richly bless you.